Hey yo, salut tout le monde, bienvenue à la partie 2 de mon vidéo sur l'eugénisme et le transhumanisme. Vu que j'ai commencé l'autre vidéo avec une statue, je vais vous montrer une nouvelle statue qui a été érigée en Nouvelle-Orléans dernièrement.
Creepy statue in New Orleans.
If you thought the 90-foot monkey statue in Houston, Texas was wild, this monkey statue out of New Orleans is covered in monkeypox. It's got demonic horns, the all-seeing eye, and a huge erection. These monkeys...
Il y a littéralement l'œil de la Providence qui représente l'œil all-seeing eye des Illuminati. Le monkeypox, on voit toutes les blisters, toutes les comment qu'on dit, les boutons et une érection.
Monkey statues are popping up everywhere all over the country, and the virtue signaling is thick. Stay woke, my friends.
Sans oublier les cornes, les putains de cornes du diable. C'est grave, là. Bon. On va aller... on va continuer le vidéo de l'autre fois.
Then it's not. Stands for Satanic Information Technology. This was the technology that was not made by man. And guess what? Most of all the top scientists, and even the people who think they're running this world, have no clue what this technology really does or who's in control of it. All they know is they have the technology and they're playing around with it and they're trying to learn how to use it in the body and make it better. But they really don't know who's in control of it. And this is really ancient Nephilim technology. This is what was going on in the days of Noah. In the days of Noah, the Nephilim were on the earth and what they were doing was genetic manipulation. And that's why the flood really came. It wasn't just because people were being bad. It's because they were changing genomes. They were mixing animals and humans. They were mixing everything. So God had to wipe them out. And when he wiped out the Nephilim, they became the demons. Because they don't have a body, but they still have a spirit. They're very nano. They're very complicated. They're very advanced. And that's because they're not man-made. They basically can make customized attacks to your body. They can read your body's DNA, they can read your body's systems, find where your weaknesses are, and make a disease specifically for you. You want to know why everyone had different reactions with COVID? Yeah. There's a lot of reasons. So, a lot of this technology or understanding came because I have a background in electrical engineering and physics. I've been researching this stuff for years. I got into this stuff in 2019, and I'm not a prophet. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, or to any of you, but I believe, like David Morgan, I think, was speaking yesterday about his calling and what he's here for. This is what I'm here for. This is what I was called to do.
C'est un peu la même raison pourquoi j'essaie de vous donner cette information-là. Que les gens écoutent ou que les gens écoutent pas, ça me dérange pas. L'important, c'est que l'information soit sortie et que ceux qui veulent bien ouvrir leurs yeux, ouvrir leur esprit, ouvrir leur corps, parce que ouvrir ton esprit et ouvrir la personne que tu es, ce n'est pas seulement avoir une ouverture d'esprit, c'est aussi ouvrir tes pores, ouvrir tes ligaments, ouvrir chacun des joints de ton corps. C'est comprendre dans l'univers dans lequel on est. Nous sommes dans une guerre spirituelle. Écoutez, c'est très important. Je vous dis écoutez, Mais je parle à personne. Mais je le fais pour Dieu. Praise Yah.
And in my field of study, that God speaks to me and tells me how the body works and what they're doing against it and what we can do to overcome it. There's no way you can get this list without divine revelation. And we also work with a lot of SRA, if anyone knows what that is, Satanic Ritual Abuse Survivors. And I can tell you what, we had one who was actually from the Mossad, and he came to see my list that I had been given, and he almost fell out of his chair, and he said, "How do you have that list?" He's like, "No one's supposed to know about that." I'm like, "Well, God told me." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, that list is completely correct." I'm like, "Well, of course it is, because God told me." So this is the nanotechnology software. Very interesting names. I mean, talk about crazy technology. Do you know that if you have this technology in your body, which a lot of us already do, they can track you in space-time? You don't need a phone to be tracked. All they have to do is spray these things in the air and you breathe them in. If it's in your body and it's operating, they can already track you.
C'est pas seulement une affaire de vaccin, c'est pas seulement une affaire de chemtrails, c'est littéralement dans ton eau. Tu sais, Jésus a dit, si tu bois de mon eau, tu n'auras plus jamais soif. Il est la vraie eau de la vie. C'est un eau, et c'est bien connu. Tu peux passer 1 mois de temps sans manger, fine, you good. Mais sans boire, you can't. Voilà l'espèce de parallèle de la grandeur de Dieu, de Yahusha et Yahweh, qui vient nourrir ton âme. C'est l'eau de l'éternel, c'est l'eau de la vie. Il faut comprendre, c'est tout alentour de toi. Ces gens-là sont en guerre contre l'humanité, mais pas l'humanité comme on la conçoit. L'humanité spirituelle. L'humanité dans le sens que nous avons une connexion envers Dieu. Nous avons une connexion spirituelle envers les choses. Nous ressentons. C'est exactement ça qu'ils veulent éliminer à travers l'eugénisme et le transhumanisme.
They can transport things in and out of your body. They're making portals in people's bodies with the PCR tests. They can do all kinds of crazy stuff. But they need a very elaborate system in your body for a lot of this to work. This is just a foundational system. And what they have to do, Moderna just came right out and told us, we're developing a software delivery system. And this software system is going to make an app in your body called the spike protein. And it's going to be plug and play, because this technology was designed to be plug and play and to be layered. You need multiple levels of layering for it all to come together, self-assemble. That's called Teslaphoresis, not my words, the words of Rice University. This is another big giveaway, folks. When you watch a lot of these scientists, like Rice University, they said, we have discovered that nanotechnology in the presence of EMFs, electromagnetic fields, can self-assemble.
Les EMS, Electromagnetic Field, ce qui est en train de parler, c'est la raison pourquoi, il me semble, pendant les 5 dernières années, ils ont commencé à changer, là je parle juste du Québec, ils ont changé les compteurs pour tout le monde. Ils ont changé ça pour des compteurs électriques, ils ont commencé à mettre des tours qui donnent le 5G Internet, mais c'est pas pour la télécommunication. C'est littéralement pour rentrer dans ton ADN et exalter les génomes qui sont déjà en dedans de toi. Il faut se purifier, les gens.
And build themselves into elaborate circuits or systems. Now imagine if I built a car and I came out next year and I told you, I just realized and discovered that my car can fly. You'd probably be a little concerned, wouldn't you? Like, how did you not know your car could fly? What do you mean you're discovering what nanotech can do? Don't you know because you made it? No. Some of the infrastructure they're making and they're working on, like Dr. Carey said. A lot of it is the foundational programs that they did not build, which is actually running the shows, but they don't even know it. The scientists don't know. They just think it's the most amazing technology ever, and they're going to cure all your diseases and get rid of cancer. Now, how many times have you heard that? It's usually not what it's for. How do we get exposed to these things? Well, since the 40s, they've been putting them in jabs, all of them. Vaccines, they've been infecting mosquitoes and ticks and spiders. They've been aerosol spraying them. They've been putting them in foods, GMO specifically. And then there's in the blue here a number of ways they can activate this technology. They have plasma weapons. I know, no one talks about that. I love plasma physics, but they don't want you to know about plasma physics.
Je sais pas si vous aussi vous avez reçu l'appel, mais est-ce que vous avez déjà vu des gens dans votre entourage qui ont changé complètement d'attitude? Des gens sur lesquels vous comptiez, que vous auriez pu tout faire pour eux. Et d'une façon comme ça, ils changent. Ça va pour la famille, ça va pour les relations, ça va pour les amis du collège, les amis de la maternelle. Est-ce que vous avez vu ce changement-là? Parce que si vous êtes conscient de ces choses-là et que vous regardez et que vous n'auriez jamais fait ce genre de choses-là envers eux, ils sont peut-être contrôlés. C'est pourquoi il ne faut pas leur en vouloir. C'est pourquoi il ne faut pas se dire « Ah, tout le monde est méchant, tout le monde est le même. » Et je vous dis, comprenez dans la matrice dans laquelle on vit. Ce n'est pas une affaire... Ces gens-là ne savent pas ce qu'ils font. Dans la Bible, ça dit littéralement « Pardonne-leur car ils ne savent pas ce qu'ils font. » L'amour vaincra. Jésus-Christ vaincra. Yahusha vaincra. Yahuwah, praise the Lord.
But they can use plasma to affect these things. They can use Wi-Fi, they can use 5G. They've been using, 4G and 3D in the past. But we're getting faster and faster speeds, 5 and 6 speed. And I think David Morgan was talking about this yesterday. Yes, 5G has nothing to do with telecommunications. In fact, it has nothing for transmitting voice. The only thing 5G is really for is data speed. And I don't know who needs to watch a movie on their phone faster. What it's really for is nanotech AI robotics. And that's why they're pushing the next design or system like 6G. Now, this goes back to the Armed Forces Institute of Pathology. And what they're talking about is WMFI. That is they will call it Mycoplasma fermentans incognitus, which they have a patent on. I call it weaponized. This is the first one I studied in 2019. And when I realized what was really going on, I was like, oh my goodness. So then I went down the rabbit hole of trying to measure all this stuff and figure them all out and how to get them out of the bodies. And I started talking about it in 2019. Lost a lot of friends. They all thought I was crazy. And then 2020 hit, and 2020 for most people was a really bad year. For me, I loved it because for once everyone was like, this is all the stuff Dr. Manja was talking about. You mean you're not crazy? I'm like, nope, told you. And now it just continues to come out what they've been doing. So,
vraiment incroyable. Il est en train d'expliquer en fait le fait que tout le monde lui disait qu'il était fou. Et après toutes ces recherches et après toutes les faits qui sont venus à la lumière, tout le monde lui disait « Ah, mais t'es pas fou? Ah, je pensais que t'étais malade, je pensais que non. Non, désolé, comme je suis allé vraiment loin, je suis allé rechercher. Puis la raison pourquoi je vous montre cette vidéo-là, c'est pour vous prouver que même un docteur qui a été licencié a finalement prouvé ses propos avec des preuves irréfutables. Donc, je suis peut-être en train de faire de faire de la théorie du complot, mais ce que je vous montre, c'est la vérité. Vous n'avez pas à vous fier sur moi. Moi, je suis rien, ok? Moi, je suis qu'un serviteur de Dieu. Je vous amène l'information. Vous la prenez ou vous la prenez pas, right? It's all good. Mais je vous aime quand même. Parce que c'est ce que Yahusha me dit de faire. Aimer mon prochain, aimer mon voisin.
The American Forces Institute of Pathology, along with the Medical Research Foundation, admits that just this one weaponized pathogen that they made with the Nazis in 1940 created AIDS, ALS, cancer, IBS, diabetes, chronic fatigue, MS, Parkinson's, RA, Alzheimer's, autoimmune thyroid, Wagner's disease, collagen vascular diseases, Lyme, fibromyalgia, and of course, prions. So whenever you see these prions, misshapen proteins, you know the first thing you think? There are weaponized nanotech in the person's body. Yeah, they admit this. Isn't that crazy? In other words, all the diseases we never used to get before the 40s, they've been making them to make money off of you and to get you stuck into the system. This is the Matrix. Stranger than fiction, yes. So they also admit that you can be infected with these things and they can be dormant in your life for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and trauma or stress can activate them. And there's other ways they can be activated, obviously, with their newer weapons. And once they're activated, they can go after your different systems. The main thing they do is make synthetic peptides. Does that sound familiar? Like venom peptide? Yes. They make synthetic peptides that take control of all your systems. They love to go after the nervous system and the hormone systems, the endocrine system, all kinds of systems based on the type of synthetic peptide they're making. And they create almost what looks like autoimmune diseases. Now, does that sound like vaccine damage? It is, because guess what's been in the vaccines since the 1940s? Yes. Yes, they can shapeshift. In fact, there was just a video that came out the other day showing this magnetic-like slime. It's actually a video, you can look it up. And they're talking about how it can shapeshift and move all around your body and pick things up and move things.
On va laisser la fin de ce vidéo là-dessus. Je vais aller vous montrer de quoi il parle.
And very boring. So they said, let's just actually make it like it is. So
this is basically what you...
C'est peut-être pas la meilleure vidéo. Mais vous pouvez aller vous renseigner là-dessus. Juste pour avertir les gens qui vont essayer de me contredire et me dire bon, ben c'est des affaires YouTube, c'est peut-être un rabbit hole, ça existe pas, toutes ces affaires-là. Mais là, on voit bien, c'est The Guardian. The Guardian, 3,67 millions d'abonnés. Qui est... Ouais, il y a 2 ans. Qui est vu comme une entité respectable du côté du journalisme. C'est ça, c'est indépendant, vous voyez ici. The Guardian publishes independent excusez-moi, je suis plus capable de parler. Journalism made possible by supporters contribute to The Guardian today, right?